Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Grant Hardy.
Ooh, who's that?
Oh,
That's nice reaching. Good job.
when you first have a child, you're actually welcoming a complete stranger into your house when you first bring them home. My name's Marco Pasqua. I'm a brand new dad, and I happen to use a wheelchair as I was born with cerebral palsy.
Marco distinctly remembers those first few tender moments in the delivery room when he met his now 5-month-old daughter, Stella, for the first time.
I was completely blown away at the fact that I was sitting there looking at a creation of myself and my wife and this beautiful combo. I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely one of the teary-eyed dads in the delivery room, just completely beside myself, especially because of some of the stigmas associated with having a disability and the belief that maybe because I have a disability, I wouldn't be able to be a dad someday, or that society would maybe believe I wouldn't be able to be a father. I had this fear that being a dad with a disability would mean that my child wouldn't respect me as much as some of the other parents that didn't have a disability. And I remember when I used to play wheelchair basketball, I had a colleague who was on the team with me, and he was a paraplegic, and he had a daughter of teenage years. And he said to me, "Marco, you never have to worry about that, because at the end of the day, they're just gonna see you as dad." The second that she was born and I looked into her eyes and saw her, that statement came rushing back into my mind of, she'll just see you as dad, and it finally made sense to me.
I love watching Marco be a dad. He's so caring and thoughtful and sweet. Wow. Oh, his best friend.
For Marco's wife, Karen, it was important that he have an active hand in caring for their daughter.
I think that it's so important for Stella to see both parents participating in her care, that she can rely on both of us, that she can turn to both of us. You know, you might have a barrier, a challenge, or have to approach something differently, but there's always a creative solution. There's always a way of doing something, and we can find ways that work for us.
With a little help from the Tetris Society and Technology for Living program, Marco and Karen were able to create a nursery with inclusion and accessibility in mind.
As you kind of walk or roll into the space, you can see the elevated crib that we've had custom made by the Tetris Society, which is several feet off the ground. I would say probably about 4 feet off of the ground, enough for me to be able to roll my chair right underneath it at lap height. It has 2 bifold doors that I can pull open with my hands. And now I'm at exactly the height where Stella would be lying down, and I'm actually able to play with her in the morning with some of her toys and things like this. I've made sure that everything that we're able to operate using our voice. So literally I can just tell Google to close the curtains, and they'll automatically close the curtains for us. Hey Google, open curtains.
The curtains are opening.
All right. I can say turn crib lights on, and it just turns this sort of underglow kit on, so that there's this really soft glow in the room without having to turn on any bright lights. Let's start the change. Right? Her change table is really neat. It's actually just a converted IKEA desk that I can also just roll right under and assist Karen with doing some changings, or do some changings myself. And then lastly, I would say really cool is Karen custom built an entire open closet space that has things at different heights. The heights matter because in my chair, I'm about 3'5", 4 foot tall. And so I'm not able to reach the really high things. But since Karen custom built it, we're able to put things like her favorite storybooks or her favorite plush toys at heights that I'm able to grab and interact with her independently.
Yeah, it's universally designed. I don't have to bend over and pick up Stella from a low crib, sort of that typical crib where you have to lean over the side rail and hoist up a heavy little potato sack of a human. I think we just need to start really working towards universal design and creating spaces and equipment that's not just how we've always done it, but actually what works the best for the people using it.
You're looking pretty.
Most importantly, the Inclusive Nursery not only helped Marco overcome his anxieties, but lets Stella bond with her parents equally.
Now just watching their relationship blossom, it's pure magic. Her face just lights up with the biggest smile you've ever seen. The moment he walks into the room, and it's magical.
She puts me to task because I have to challenge myself in new ways in terms of the way in which I want to grab things. Like, I'm a gym goer, I go to the gym and I work out, but let me tell you, lifting a 15-pound baby versus lifting a 15-pound weight is totally different when they're flailing their arms around and they're doing various things. So it's definitely an adjustment, but I wouldn't have it any other way.